Hey guys, I'm here with Troy, who has a brilliant strategy for attracting licensed agents into his world. Troy, tell me about the program that you've been running to attract these agents.
Yeah, so really where the idea came from was I'm a Christian.
Mhm.
In Luke, it says given it shall be given. And so I think a lot of times when we're in business, obviously the goal is revenue and how much money we can generate, but I think sometimes we lose sight of how to actually gain the revenue and get the money that we want in our business. So what we've done is we've created an academy where we actually give all of our training, all of our scripts, everything that we do inside our business. I built a meta ads course that goes step by step on how to build your own ads, all the
Wow.
way through why I do certain things, all that stuff, and it's all free. And kind of the goal of the academy is because I feel like if I have that much value to give and somebody's looking for value, number one, if an agent is looking for value elsewhere, they're probably not getting value where they're at. Because if
Mm,
somebody is signing up for an academy from an agency that they're not even a part of, their upline's probably not doing the greatest job of helping them and training them because they're looking elsewhere. So
yeah.
that's number one. Number two, when you give that value through, like we do with the academy, our PDFs, our courses, all that stuff, and people really start learning, they're like, well, what are some other things that they may have? And then obviously we use the agent CRM for the follow up, the automations, the text, all that stuff. We have like a separate recruiting account with you guys. And basically, when that comes in, we just pick up the phone and we're like, hey, we noticed you signed up for the academy. And we don't really go into it as like, hey, how can I recruit you? It's more of, hey, what made you like look into that? And then, is there anything that you would like to see in the academy that's not there that could be beneficial for you or for,
Wow.
somebody else? And so we actually get some ideas from agents to put stuff in the academy, but then we're having the conversation and now they're in the pipeline. And so, yes, it's kind of like your giveaway funnel,
Yeah.
got to spend a little money up front to really start getting those agents to come into your ecosystem. But once they're there, now they're going to have this conversation, and it's warm conversations because you've given them something. And I think that's the whole thing, is that given it shall be given mentality. And I think if you adopt that as an agency owner, you're going to get not just recruiting, just anything, networking, personal relationships. It's all the same thing. It's like, I think as a society, we've decided that we're just gonna, how much can we take,
Yeah.
where in fact we would actually get way more if we just
Mhm.
gave. And
I
that's
love
kind of
that.
the idea behind what we do with the academy.
So, what gave you the idea for the academy? And then inside of there, how much content have you created?
Yeah. Well, I can't say the idea was my idea.
Okay.
I'm a huge Alex Hermosi fan. So if anybody knows
That's,
Alex or follows Alex, that's his entire model. That's what he's been doing since day one. Is I'm just going to give you the roadmap, the process, exactly what I do, and I'm going to gain a following from that. Are you going to get those results like Alex did? Probably not, but the model itself works.
I love that. So, when you started, I want to know like, you have this idea, you see Harmozy give this stuff away, and you go, I'm going to do something similar. What did the first iteration of the academy look like? And was that enough for you to get agents to reach out and then want to join your team?
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, so because I want to obviously give this, so the platform we use is Thinkific.
Mhm.
So it's specifically built for building courses and building and what we've built the academy around. But the first iteration, really, I had our entire team come to my studio and we built out the first course we built out was our mortgage protection course. And really, I think what happens a lot of times is people, and specifically with the way AI is going and how quickly you can generate content, we've made sure that all of our content is from actual experience, being on the phones, producing like the conversations we had, not just, hey, chat, write me a script for. So, like, the one thing you have to make sure of when you're building it is you're making sure that the content is unique and it actually is the process you're doing, not just something so you can try to get somebody to look at it that's not even
Right.
going to help. So it has to be valuable. But really, once we built that course, there really wasn't other than the ad. So what I did was from building the academy, I then pushed and built an ad, basically a video ad stating, "Hey, I've got this free academy. It's free for life. I'm not asking you for anything. If you're a life insurance agent, there you want to learn for free, hop in the academy." And so there really wasn't much of an issue because who doesn't want free? You know what I mean? It
Right,
was
right.
very easy to get people into the academy. Yeah, and then obviously over time we've just continued to build out on it.
So a first iteration gets launched. You have the mortgage protection course. You have agents signing up to get it. What was the cost per lead? Just rough estimate. And then
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that enough to get people to join your team? Were they like, I saw that course, I'm interested?
Yes. So the cost per lead was like $5. I mean,
Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
something. Yeah. And we set appointments for we're probably 20 to $25 a lead per appointment. Now, we have a VA that does a lot of that stuff. So hint guys, if you can which I think everybody can afford a VA. So if you're really wanting to recruit, your time needs to be spent honestly either one building out the content and then closing the recruits on the phone, not picking up the phone and calling your appointments.
Mhm.
Or trying to schedule the appointments because you have to remember they're not really low hanging fruit. They're still like they just wanted to get some information, so it's a longer cycle to get them. So you definitely want somebody dialing for you. And if you're making content, you probably already have access to the resources, I would assume, to spend 5, 8, $10 an hour on a dialer. So yeah, that's kind of what the acquisition costs look like.
I love that. So, for those of you listening right now, just to break this down, so he spent some time making one single course. He put that course onto a platform that already exists for giving away this kind of content. He uses Thinkific. Then he made an ad that drives people to it and has a follow ups team that gets people on the appointment calendar. Anybody can do this. There's not a person who doesn't have knowledge that others want. So it's a matter of distilling the knowledge into a place where people can get it in mass without manual work. And then you get notified when a person comes in, and now you have an opportunity to reach out to them and call them. You mentioned that you have somebody reaching out and calling them to set an appointment. Is there any other back end systems or nets that you have? Do you do webinars? Do you have other ways to connect with the folks that are getting into your world?
So I don't run webinars. I do like the idea. I've tested it out a couple times. I've just found that we have the recruiting ad for the academy, and then we have another ad that's a video ad it's basically saying, hey, if you're looking for an opportunity. So we have a couple different ads from a couple different angles. So yes, the ad comes in from the academy, but our recruiting also comes in from like, hey, do you want to come work with Syndicate?
Wow.
And that's
Yeah.
and then when it comes in through agent CRM. We get internal notifications immediately when the lead form is put in, and then that internal notification inside of agent CRM, you're able to add who your dialer is, and you can put them on a round robin schedule. So what we do is when that lead flows in at round robins to our dialer, and then the dialer sees it, and the goal is they have to call them within 5 minutes. And
Wow.
so the lead comes in, they pick up the phone and call them, and it's all automated.
I
There's
love that.
like, yep. Until obviously you hop on the call for the schedule appointment to try to close the recruit, which there's no way to automate that.
Right.
Yeah,
That
they
has to
they want to
happen
buy from you.
manually.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that I will say is people want to buy from me. They want to buy from Alex. They want to
Mhm.
buy from John. Like, so you need to make sure that that's who they're buying from, not just, oh, well, let me throw you in a funnel and then you get put in here and maybe like they want that connection with what I've noticed is every person I talk to, they want that connection with somebody. They don't just want to be another number sitting in a pool of people and, never get a connection with their upline. So that's a
Yeah.
big deal. We get a lot of people because the non-connection with their uplines.
That is so cool. I love the strategy because you're going against the grain. There's so many people that recruit based on an ad, creating I'll say hype, showing kind of like these best case scenarios. What you're doing is you're finding the agents, you're giving them content, you're giving them value, you're reaching out in a very human, relational way. And then you're saying, hey, if you want to talk to Troy, you have an opportunity to, but that call, it sounds like you really set it up to be like, this call is going to be a decision on whether or not you want to join Troy's team. So then what you're doing, Troy, is you have appointments booked, but these are folks that have already consumed my content. They've talked to a person already, and now they want to talk to me about joining my team. But this is a decision-making phone call. How many agents would you say you talk to in a given month? And what is the conversion, for lack of a better term, for those people to join your team?
Yeah, so I've scaled it up a little further than that. So I actually now that we've scaled up, I don't take recruiting calls at all. But
Okay, nice, nice.
my leaders do take recruiting calls. So we're normally booked out probably 10 to 12 calls a day.
Wow.
And we have a first of the month training class. We're putting about 20 people per month in the training class. Now, that is butts in seats. So when I say butts in seats, we may onboard 30, 35, but you will find out very quickly that people love the insurance business and want to be in the insurance business, but they don't want to do the things it takes to be successful in the insurance business. So
Right.
we were closing about 30%. And then of the 30%, about 60% we would get them into the actual training class, contracted, all those things ready to roll. And we were getting those leads at, man, I was getting those leads for less than $10. And
Nice.
so here's what I would say: find the pain points.
Hmm.
So most pain points, the ad that we did the best on was, did your upline get you contracted? And then in 2 weeks, you never heard from them again. And that ad hit so hard because agents are like, that's exactly what happened to me. Like, I got signed up and then all of a sudden I can't even get a hold of my upline. So there's a little tidbit. Use that one. That's a good one. And do a video ad so they can see your face. That helps a lot more than the still image. So
I love it. I love it. This is so good. So, inside of the playbook that we are going to be creating with this episode, I'm going to drop a link so y'all can check out the Academy, see what Troy's built out. You can sign up for it. And as soon as you sign up, his team's going to be calling you. So
no,
you
I'll
can,
leave you alone, guys. I'll leave you alone.
so you'll be able to see
Awesome.
the full experience. But the one thing I want people to take away from this is that there is nothing holding you back from creating your own version of this academy. It does not need to be as big as Troy's. You don't need to have as many people come in. But what Troy is doing, he heard an idea from Alex Hermosi. He took action. He created a single course. Then he started telling people about it. And then from there, he created a system to turn those new leads into interviews where they could join the team. And now he scaled it up so much that he has leaders that are taking these calls of the leads that are coming in from this content to then join the team. So this is a duplicatable, repeatable system. You just got to do the work. And so, congratulations, by the way, Troy, on
I
just an
appreciate it.
absolutely brilliant attraction system. I mean, yeah, this is incredible. For those of you listening, I was driving Troy. We ran into each other at the airport. We're both going to the same event. And he was sharing, and I'm like, man, I have got to make a mental note of this because the idea is just such a good idea. And nobody else is doing it like this that I'm seeing. So just phenomenal job, Troy. Love the creativity. So grab the playbook, guys, agencyAcceleration.ai. In there, you can meet Troy. Go check out his academy, hang out in his world and get to meet him and just watch what he does as he continues to build a really cool organization. So thank you for joining the podcast, Troy. Appreciate you, man.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for watching. Please take notes, please take action, and subscribe. You will not get any value from the lesson you just got unless you implement it in your business. Please share this episode if you got value from it, and I'll see you online.